What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and today, day trading, I made $3,700 in the stock market. And honestly, pretty eventful day overall. Lots of stocks were moving, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you how I was able to make that, and then tell you what stocks I really am going to be focusing on tomorrow, because man, like I said, in my video yesterday, the market's feeling like it's a little bit hotter right now, especially OTC lane. We got a lot of really good runners, a bunch of, multiple 100% runners today, and there's just a lot of opportunity to profit if you know what to look for, and if you are disciplined, and you cut your losses quickly when it goes against you, because even those small movements can make a really big difference when you are, taking big size, or if you're taking small size. Those big movements that happen, multi 100% runs, they can really make a huge difference in growing your account. So that's the goal of this video. Hopefully you find it helpful. If you do, please remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you have not already, and yeah, I'm gonna try to make another quick one because I've been getting into the crypto space a little bit, and my head is like exploding right now. So I'll be doing some tutorial videos on that once I understand a little better, but I am still a complete noob at this point. So yeah, let's dive into my computer. All right guys, so I'm here at my laptop, and the ticker that I traded probably the most today was GGII. There were a couple other ones that I do want to talk about, but this was the main one, and it did exactly what MDMP did a while back, and then also what RGBP did a while back, and then also what is it, BPSR did. If you guys remember, these stocks that are like multiple runners, OTCs, like ridiculous runs, what they do a lot of times is they'll gap up, and then they'll see a little panic sell-off, but they don't break down below where it closed, and that is a really good entry point when they start bouncing there, because usually they rip pretty hard. And I need to be more prepared for this, because I was on BPSR, but I wasn't really thinking about that potential. I didn't expect it to gap up this much, so when it did that, I was a little thrown off, and then when it started panicking, I didn't even consider taking an entry here, so I could have taken a lot bigger size, and probably should have, but it is what it is, and I was still able to trade this one pretty well. Had some nice runs. I wasn't able to chase with big size because I know this thing likes to dump. Also, it had really slow executions on E-Trade. Like, I'm talking like 2-minute market sells when there's not a lot of selling. So that was just ridiculous. I mean, I don't even know how it takes that long, but it is what it is. Some tickers are just trash. Some tickers, they fill like butter. So this one, it was pretty crazy, man. Beautiful run. You guys can see how far it is up. I mean, it literally just went full supernova. Absolutely beautiful. But then it had a huge panic right here, and I very nearly got completely screwed on this play. Luckily, I was able to escape, pretty much break even. But let me just explain what happened. So you guys can see here, it basically went into a massive panic in the afternoon, and typically this is something that I like to dip buy. So what I ended up doing here was I actually dip bought, yeah, I guess that was right at VWAP right here. It was hovering here, so I should have been more careful when it broke down past all these support levels right here. But basically, it dumped to VWAP. I dip bought huge size, well, I guess not huge size. I dip bought 250,000 shares, and I dip bought it at, let's see, I dip bought it at 14.05. So if I zoom in just a little bit more so you guys can see, I dip bought it pretty much right here, and it did start bouncing. And luckily for me, I sold 150,000 into that bounce, and I sold 150,000 at 14.22. And I normally take some off if it bounces, if I'm taking big size, just to be careful. And it's a good thing I did in this case, because I got stuck with 100,000 shares, and it literally just started dumping, like infinite sell volume. I swear, this thing refused to bounce at all, and I ended up cutting some more at 13.49. So I got out some here, and then I got stuck with some remaining shares, and then it started coming down. So then I started buying. So I started buying at 12.7. I started buying here. I bought 250,000 here because I'm thinking, damn, it's probably gonna see a nice little bounce, maybe get up to 13.5. Nope, just kept selling off. And at this point I was down, pretty big, 12.7 down to 11.6 with 250,000 shares. That's what, $2,500 lost instantly like this. And at this point I kind of did a big old YOLO, guys, and I added 500,000 shares long at 11.63, and luckily I got a little bounce here, so I was able to get out, and I sold. Well, I ended up selling, somehow it sold 250,000 at 12.17, 250,000 at 12.22, no, 1223, and then 250,000 at 1218. So I was able to sell them all up in this area. So luckily I was able to get out pretty much break even though I could have gotten really, really screwed there. So I did get lucky, and I'm grateful that it did end up bouncing, but it was a choppy bounce. And unfortunately, guys, I messed up this opportunity because I had a little bit of PTSD from, you know, the huge loss that I almost took there. But this was a really nice ticker, and, you know, a lot of opportunities on here. I think, you know, we're probably going to have a big old red day tomorrow. Unfortunately, there's still no shares to short, but, you know, if we get some nice dip buys, they're probably going to be worth your time. So definitely be watching it. My biggest watch for tomorrow would actually have to be TAWNF. And this is a stock that absolutely went insane. I mean, I've never seen a chart this nuts. But the thing is, it did it on very low volume. So don't be too impressed by what you see. But look at this chart, guys. In one day, it ran from 16 cents all the way up to $5.95. So this thing literally just went absolutely nuts. If you guys want to see, let me go to the 19th, just so you guys can see the intraday chart. So if I go to March 19th, just so you guys can understand a little bit of what's going on here. There was very, very low volume here. So it looks like it's insane, and, you know, trust me, it is insane. But the fact of the matter is, the volume is so low that there were not really a ton of opportunities on this day. But the fact of the matter is, it is a former supernova. It's a former supernova. So you guys can see it pretty much just died after that, but now it's making a comeback. And I didn't talk about this because even though it ran on, I guess on, what day is today? Tuesday? Yeah, so even though it ran yesterday, on Monday, I was scared of this ticker because I thought for sure it had a $50 foreign settlement fee. And with the way I trade in and out a ton of times to manage my losses, I thought I was going to be paying, you know, a bunch of money in fees. Now, it appears that there are no fees. If there are fees, I may end up screwing myself over, but everyone in the Discord has agreed that for everything but Schwab, there are no fees. So TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, and Fidelity don't have the $50 settlement fee for this stock, supposedly. So if that is the case, then, man, I mean, it's just full of opportunities, guys, because it ran a ton. You know, it ran up multiple 100% on the day. And when it runs like this, there's so much room to profit. I mean, literally so much room to profit, guys. I was taking 25,000 and 50,000 shares, and when you do that, if you have 50,000 shares, every penny is $500. And these runs, I mean, it ran from 20 all the way up to 28 with no red candles. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And I actually made the majority of my money buying, I think it was the breakout of 30, man. I bought 50,000 shares to break out of 30 and sold it at like 32. So I didn't even start trading this down here. If I had, I probably would have easily made $10,000 on this stock. But, you know, it still has the potential to run a lot more. And apparently, they're doing some, I don't know, something to see if this Thai Airlines is going to be taken over by the government of Thailand or something like that. Apparently, they have a ton of creditors. It's like they owe, I don't know, billions of dollars. And it doesn't seem like a good thing, but I guess potentially being taken over could be a good thing. So whatever the catalyst is, guys, I'm not too interested in that. I don't want to hold this for a long period of time. But this stock has so much potential to run, and you know, if it gets another exponential run like this, it would be epic. So I'll probably be taking smaller size the higher it gets. You know, maybe size it down to 25,000 only, or 20,000, or maybe 15,000. You know, move it down lower and lower unless we get a really, really great entry. You know, a ton of red candles and then it starts bouncing. But I'm just going to be careful. But look to make some serious profits on this, because this is an opportunity you guys do not want to waste. And then the last stock that I really think is important to watch is KPAY. And I don't know how to trade stocks like this. I'll be honest with you guys. I guess you just kind of have to look at the intraday support levels. So there were a couple times where like it all, I guess not almost broke down. It tested these support levels but didn't break down. So if you get in on dips, risking the support level, I think that's a pretty decent entry, you know, in that consolidation area. But then after that, man, it's just tough because you buy a breakout and you pretty much just get stuffed right away. You know, you buy a breakout and you get stuffed. So every time it breaks high a day, it'll just like dip. So you can't really do that on stocks like this. I mean, I guess this time it broke out through high day with no issue. But for the most part, guys, I mean, it's pretty choppy and pretty grindy, even though it has a ton of range. So this is one that you got to play carefully. But potentially this could go more supernova and break past these levels. If so, then I would be a lot more interested. So I'll keep it on the watch list, guys, and I'll be trading it probably if it starts to act more like TAWNF or like GGII. But that's kind of my plan. And then I guess one more trade that I made at open, and another stock to keep on watch, is actually Humble, guys. And I was watching this stock for the breakdown of that 108 level. Where is it? 108 from right here. That was the low from that previous panic day, and it actually broke down below there. It gapped down a ton. It gapped down to like 111 or something like that. Yeah, it gapped down to like, it was like 111, and it went straight into panic. And when it broke down under that 108 level, I actually shorted it. I shorted it because I figured, I think this is gonna dump pretty hard, and I'd like to see what happens. So I think I ended up making like $500 in the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes of the day, shorting this thing because it cracked under that low, and then it cracked directly under 1, and I ended up covering, at 98 or something like that. So pretty nice trade there. And then just got choppy the rest of the day. But my goodness, this is just another great example of why you lock in profits when you have them and you don't bag gold. Again, I had people, telling me I was crazy saying Humble was going to pull back on this day right here. They were flexing unrealized gains, and I don't think they've sold a single share. And it's sad to see, man. People never learn to lock in profits. And I'm not saying in a great company, you got to sell all your shares. But if a stock goes on a ridiculously exponential run and has a ton of green days in a row, it's going to pull back hard. It's going to pull back hard. And if you don't know it's going to pull back hard, it's because you don't have enough experience in the stock market. So nothing goes straight up. There's always pullbacks, and you never know where the top is actually going to be. So just be careful out there, guys. The overall market was getting uglier today. SPY, I guess, had some big sell-offs. I guess it did bounce there, but, I don't trade that stock. I don't trade that, I guess, ETF. I don't trade the overall markets. Not enough volatility there for me. ENZC was doing something today. Nothing too interesting. LTNC had a nice little run up here, and then just got choppy the rest of the day, guys. So there's the main stocks I was trading. But really, the biggest watch for tomorrow is TAWNF and GGII, for potentially some dip buys. GVSI, I got to throw it out there. It did break out, make a new high, but then it just kind of faded all day long. So nothing too interesting there. And RETC, this one did spike up a little bit. And then it just came back down. This is too choppy for me to really know how to trade very well. So that's pretty much it, guys. Biggest one is TAWNF for sure. Just be careful if you are on Schwab and that's your only brokerage, because there is a $50 settlement fee. So yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. See what we can get, and I'll see you guys next time. Let's grow better together. Bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.